And so we saw this last month. It narrowly passed in a House vote. It's now before the Senate. And something that Democrats and Republicans, lawmakers in the House and the Senate, the only thing all of them can really agree on is that changes will need to be made in order for it to even have a chance at passing in the Senate. And the few points of contention, you touched on one of them being the national debt. And the CBO, which is a nonpartisan office, said that this will add $3 trillion to the national debt over the next decade. Another point of contention are Medicaid cuts, which will leave millions uninsured over the next decade. What do people think about that? Are they concerned that millions of people will be left without insurance with this bill?
So, when we ask the question about imposing work requirements on Medicaid and SNAP recipients, and that's the functional language that we tested as part of the bill, actually 51% support the provision and only 44% are against it, with 15% being roughly in the middle. So, really depends how it's framed. In general, voters do not want their entitlements. They do not want these programs to be touched, even though at the same time an overwhelming amount supports balanced budgets going forward, which by definition would actually require a lot of cuts to these different types of programs. So it's really a question of how it's framed and which side exhibits leadership on the specific provisions. I think that net, when it comes to imposing work requirements on Medicaid and SNAP recipients, it obviously there's an affected demographic that is going to cry foul and is going to push very hard to make sure that these benefits are not lost. But the public net on that specific provision would go with Trump. Not by a lot, but it would go with Trump.
I want to talk about tariffs now because that seems to be one of the main factors that's dragging down President Trump's approval rating just a little bit. And we're not seeing much movement on the negotiation on the deals aspect of these tariffs. Last week, we did see a handshake for a framework for a deal between the United States and China, but the tariff deadline does loom. It's less than a month away before those reciprocal tariffs go back in place, before deals need to be made. I mean, what do the American people think about the tariff talk?
Well, they're split down the middle. I mean, they're still hopeful that Trump will reach a deal with the Chinese, and they're hopeful that Trump will usher the economy into a better place. These are some of the reasons why they voted for Trump. So he hasn't quite lost that. But really, Trump owns the economy right now, and voters are very, very split about what's happening. So we asked a series of questions around tariffs and the economy, and it really illustrates where things stand, right? So we asked, who do you trust more to manage the economy? The Trump administration and Republicans or Democrats in Congress? 50-50 split. Who is mostly responsible for the state of the economy today? Donald Trump or Joe Biden? 55% Donald Trump. He owns it. Do you think Trump's policies are making the U.S. economy stronger or weaker? 51% stronger, 59% weaker. That's a statistical tie. Are Trump's policies leading to more or less jobs in the country? 49% more, 51% less. Again, a statistical tie. Are Trump's policies leading to more or less investment in the country? This is a big issue for Trump, right? He went to the Gulf region and announced trillions of dollars worth of investments. The voters aren't really sold on it. 49% say leading to more investment, 51% say less investment. Is Trump winning or losing the battle against inflation? 44% winning, 56% losing. This is a concerning statistic for Trump. Are Trump's tariff policies boosting or harming the economy? Again, a concerning statistic. 57% say that his tariff policies are harming the economy. But then when you ask how confident are you that Trump's economic policies will lead to stronger economic growth, 47% say confident, so a little bit down from last month where it was at 50%, and 55% not confident. So there isn't really a question that we ask about the economy or about the tariffs or about inflation that doesn't have the public very, very split. And this is cause for a lot of concern with Trump because arguably you could say that he's shot himself in the foot by pushing too many tariffs, too deep, too hard, too fast. The economy has proven remarkably resilient, but really there is a gap between whether or not voters today think the country is headed in the right direction and whether or not they think the economy is strong. A majority think the economy is strong, but a bigger majority of 60% or plus actually think the country is and the economy is headed in the wrong direction. And so I think that 3 weeks from now, a month from now, we'll be monitoring very closely together what happens once the tariffs come due. But that is a moment in time that holds a lot for good or for bad for the Trump administration and how the first 6 months shape up to be.